Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Kiger. And, well, it's a bit of a bad day, I guess, in some senses with the news, especially for you guys, like myself at the moment in the southeast of England with this whole tier 4 thing. But I'm not here to get into politics and COVID and things like that. All I'm going to say is that uh, follow the rules as you want. It's your decision on what you want to do. But be smart about things. Don't be stupid. Be safe. All of that good stuff. Um, but I'm not here to talk about that at the moment. I'm here to give a little Christmas message or any sort of holiday that you celebrate this time of year, as much as you can celebrate it, I guess. Christmas is in many ways a very important time of year for families and things. Um, and it's very hard at the moment that a lot of families aren't going to be able to see each other on Christmas. Um, but I thought I would just do a little video now before, because now that things have changed a little bit, I exactly can't really go shopping on Monday. So I guess my Christmas stuff is done. I mean, I'll have a look on Amazon and stuff and see what I can get. But I'm a bit annoyed that I can't exactly go and drop some presents off to my son and my partner as planned. Um, I, but at the same time, I guess it is what it is. In a way, it's kind of nice in a way because then when I do go home, I'll be able to have at least a personal little Christmas with my son and my partner, I guess. Um, But I just wanted to sort of reflect a little bit on this year. It's been a bit of a tough one for a lot of people, myself especially, with everything going on, family and stuff, and the world and the country, I guess. Um, but as for the YouTube side of things and the whole collecting and the gaming and stuff like that, it's been a bit of a mixed bag kind of thing. It was hard this year, compare it to the year before where we had no trouble going out, and we were doing pickups every month or something. Now we're lucky if we get a pickups video once a month, if that, or once every 3 or 4 months. um, but again, like I said, I am quite happy with my collection, even though it's not here with me, of course. But I'm quite happy with my collection in general. There's a lot of good stuff that I have picked up over the last few months and years. And of course, games that I've been playing. Of course, the biggest news at the moment in terms of gaming is the cyberpunk, terrible cyberpunk. Well, it's a very mixed bag at the moment. The game is absolutely fantastic. It's received great reviews. But if you're playing it on a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, it runs like shit, basically. Now, CD Projekt Red have already released a hotfix today, I believe, which fixes most of the bugs, I think. I personally haven't got a chance to play it yet, of course, because I don't have my Xbox with me. Um, but again, like I said, it's a game that I'm in no rush to play. If I had a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X, then of course I would have probably got the version on that. But again, it was what my friend has brought anyway on Xbox One through GameShare, so I'll be able to play it whenever I feel like it, I guess. But like I said, I'm in no rush to jump into a new game that has a lot of bugs at the moment, and I guess that's the problem with society and gaming today, is that when games come out, um, people were screaming and giving death threats to CD Projekt Red, saying release the game, don't give us any more delays. And I think that is disgusting, and that is the toxicity of gaming people today, who think that they are owed things. Yes, if it weren't for gamers, game companies wouldn't exist. But if it weren't for game companies, games wouldn't exist. You know what I mean? These people have been working hard on a game, and when they've been pressured into releasing something that isn't completely optimized or completely ready for something, don't complain when the game comes out and it doesn't meet the expectations that you wanted. A great example of a game that was rushed upon development towards the end was Fallout New Vegas. Now, Fallout New Vegas, in many people's eyes, is still one of the best open world RPGs of all time. It was an amazing game, but when you look at the game now, it is buggy, glitchy, and the graphics aren't even that great either. But the game itself was absolutely fantastic. The world was amazing. The gameplay was great, and the story was fun, and there was so much to it. And a lot of people can look past the problems that games have nowadays, but unfortunately, when you live in a society where people think they are owed stuff and demand constantly, eventually a company's going to go, you know what, we'll just give the people what we want. And then when it's not what, and then when they get it and people are like, oh my god, this game isn't ready, unfortunately that happens, unfortunately. Now again, when we look back at The Witcher 3, another CD Projekt Red game, that game was met with high demands, and when the game came out it was very buggy, but over the year, throughout the year, it was fixed and was amazing, and still goes down as one of the best games of all time. The Witcher 3 is, in my opinion, one of the best games of all time. And CD Projekt Red are no strangers to working on games that have been released that have problems. They're not going to let this one slide. They've lost a lot of money over this, unfortunately. But unfortunately, there's a lot of reasons probably why it wasn't. I guess it's a bit of a partial blame on both parties. It's the fan base and the people like us. Well, not necessarily me, because I don't really care when a game comes out as long as I can play it if I want to play it. Yeah, CD Projekt Red could have put more time and effort into optimizing the, we'll say current gen, the Xbox One and PS4 versions of the game, and then have the next gen versions of the game come out at a later date. I don't think people would have been that bothered if they would have done that. But I think because they put more time into trying to get this game optimized and ready for the next gen, the PS5s and the Series X and the Stadia, I think they spent too much time working on those versions of the games than the ones that most people would have had to get anyway, because not many people have the next gen of consoles. Now, looking back on what other YouTube videos I've done throughout the year, it's been a bit of a slow year. Like I said, there's been a lot of ongoing issues, both personal and, I wouldn't say business, but mostly personal issues with myself, and things going on in my life that kind of stopped me from putting the time and effort into doing more videos. And like I said, now that I have the laptop that I was looking for a long time, I shouldn't have any excuse as to why I haven't been putting more effort into trying to get better streams and better gameplay videos and things like that, and editing and stuff. But again, I just don't find the time to do it. Sometimes it's a bit of motivation, sometimes it's about finding the right time to do it. And that is something that I do want to work on come the next year. Again, it depends on how things go from now and then. And, once my son goes to school, again, all depending, I think there'll be more time to do things. As for what games I played throughout this year, I've played a bunch of great games this year. Playing through some of the Yakuza games, I've absolutely loved playing through the Yakuza games. Really have enjoyed them. I think they are some of the best games I've ever played. Absolutely love them. Again, with Dynasty Warriors, I finally reached the end of the PlayStation 2 Dynasty Warriors games, and I'm not talking about Dynasty Tactics or Samurai Warriors or Warriors Orochi or any other Warriors game in general, but just Dynasty Warriors 2 through to 5 Empires. I managed to finish 5 Empires the other day, and yes, I didn't complete these games 100%, but I've played them enough now that I can safely say that Five Empires is still, in my opinion, the best one on the PS2, but maybe five. But absolutely loved playing through all of those games. Now, I did start playing Medal of Honor Rising Sun as well. And I've got to say that when it comes to old first person shooters, I like to say there are pre Call of Duty first person shooters and there are post Call of Duty. Now, but by that, I mean the standard that Call of Duty has set to how first person shooters are played, where you have a shoot button and an aim down sight button. Whether or not you like Call of Duty set the standard for how first person shooters are played now. Now, there are plenty of games that don't use the Call of Duty system, like Doom and some of the Halo games, for example. But Call of Duty has set a standard when it comes to first person shooters that the style of gameplay is very easy to pick up and play for most people. But going before that, the PlayStation 2, like Medal of Honor Rising Sun, for example, and like some of the James Bond games, you'll find that a lot of these older shooters aren't actually that easy to get straight into. When I play Medal of Honor Rising Sun, instead of aiming down sights, you have an aim button and your character will zoom in a little bit, and then you use, instead of being able to move while aiming, your character will stand still, and then you use the right analog stick. No, the left analog stick, instead of moving, your character will lean left, right, up, or down, which is very common in some of the old first person shooters. Or also the James Bond style first person shooters, the Nightfire, where you would have you'd hold the aim button, then a little crosshair would come up and you would go like that. Again, some of these first person shooters have janky controls that a lot of people nowadays find hard to go back and play. I personally find that older first person shooters, when they're done right, and maybe might take a few minutes or maybe an hour or so before you get used to it, and once you know what you're doing, you can play through the game no problem. But I still say that the modern versions, the post Call of Duty FPS style, I still find is the better way to play first person shooters. So if you are someone who likes first person shooters and have played post Call of Duty, so from Xbox 360 onwards, you might find going back and playing some old first person shooters before Call of Duty set the bar for the standard, I guess. You might find that those games are a little janky and you might have a hard time with them. It depends on how what your preference is, whether you're someone that's used to it. Luckily, I grew up with the PlayStation 2, so I'm used to pre Call of Duty first person shooter controls. But Medal of Honor Rising Sun, it is a bit of a janky game. It was hilarious because I was doing the sniper mission in the jungle, and I'm hearing all these noises like things getting punched and stuff, and I turn around and my teammate has got like 4 Japanese guys round him going like that at him, and it was just hilarious. It was just like, okay, what the hell is happening here? But that's the thing with PlayStation 2 and older games. Old glitches and bugs can be pretty funny and expected because these games don't have patches. Modern games do have patches, and I've already talked about modern versus classic, the pros and cons. I might do another video on that one day. But all in all, I still find that going back and playing an older game, when it has the bugs and the quirks and the stupid little things, in a way it has a certain charm to it, because when you were young you probably didn't realise it. Growing up with the PS2, you probably didn't realise of all these bugs. Now when you go back and you play them nowadays, you realise, oh my god, because we're so used to the PlayStation 4s and the Xboxes and the PC games nowadays that are patched weekly or monthly. So any bugs that people find nowadays are normally patched within a couple of weeks. So most people might find a bug and then go back on the game a few days later and it might be gone completely. Where with the PlayStation 2, if there's a bug in the game, it's always going to be there. One bug that did piss me off, it's a game-breaking bug, is I was playing Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi with my brother, and the game was working perfect, no problems, everything would load in. And we got to a mission on Bardock's campaign, and obviously before each fight you have to go to the area and start the fight. And we go to the mission to move on, and it gets stuck on the loading screen. It said that it's loading with the little loading minigame thing, but it weren't loading at all. And I looked online, and apparently this is a bug that was quite known back in the day. And unfortunately, I haven't tried it since the last time. So maybe I'll try it again one day and see if it works. But it's kind of annoying because there is no passcode in this game. There is no unlock code for the next campaigns. You have to do this campaign to unlock the next set of campaigns, which is a piss take because I love playing through the Dragon Ball Z Budokai games because they have amazing campaigns and so much to them and great fighting. Some of my favourite fighting games. And I'm a little bit disappointed that I'm probably going to have to buy another copy of the game. But then again, even if I brought another copy of the game and it did the same thing, unfortunately, that's just how it is. But anyway, moving forward, going on with what sort of stuff I want to do, what sort of games am I looking forward to playing in the new year when I go home and stuff. I will play CD Projekt Cyberpunk. I definitely will give it a go because it seems like a game that I definitely enjoy. I love open world games and things like that. But I'm in no rush to play it because I've got plenty of other games. I do want to obviously continue on with Yakuza 3 and finish that off. The good news for Xbox fans, all Yakuza games will now be available on Game Pass. 3, 4, 5 and 6 are coming to Game Pass. So Sega, I'll give you big prompts for that. I'm a bit pissed off that I thought it was going to be exclusive to PS4, but it weren't. But at the end of the day, what can you do? But in a way, it's nice for everyone to enjoy a very good series, a game that, in my opinion, everyone should at least try one of them because they're great. I do want to go back and finish Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order because I did start that game and I put about a couple of hours into it. I never actually went back to it since. Not that I didn't like it, I just went on to play other games. But I do want to go back and finish that. There are a bunch of games that I haven't got that I wouldn't mind trying out. Ghost of Tsushima, for example, some of the new Assassin's Creed games. Looking at about games that have been announced, we've got the Back 4 Blood, which is going to be coming out in June, and that is the Left 4 Dead 3 spiritual successor. And I've heard nothing but good things about that. I absolutely can't wait for that. Left 4 Dead was one of my all-time favourite games growing up and still is today. Love that game, so I can't wait for Back 4 Blood. There's the Warhammer Dark Tide, I think it's called, which is going to be basically Vermintide, but set in the Warhammer 40k universe, and I absolutely loved Vermintide 1 and 2, so I'm looking forward to that one. But there's a bunch of games coming out that we still don't know about. I did see a game called Hood Showdown, I think it was called Hood or something like that. It was like a co-op themed, like action medieval raid style game. Looked pretty cool. There's an Evil Dead game coming out which kind of looks a bit like World War Z in some senses, or Zombie Army 4, kind of a similar style. But all in all, there is some good games coming out. But I've gone on a bit too long here. I just wanted to talk a bit and let you guys know that still around for now. But if I don't see you before Christmas, I hope you have a good Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. Kwanzaa, I don't know all the holidays. Happy holidays, I guess. Stay safe, and wherever you are in the world, whether you're with family, friends, whatever, do what you need to do. Have a good time, and you know, I guess what more can you do? I guess even in the state of the world, one can enjoy themselves if they allow themselves to, I guess you can say. But yeah, like I said, I was a bit disappointed with this whole tier 4 announcement because I wanted to drop some presents off, but I don't think I'm able to do that, unfortunately. So I'm a bit pissed off about that one, but we'll see. Might still happen, but I don't know. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a good one, and let me know in the comments below what have been your favourite games you've played this year. What are some of your highlights of the year? What are some of your worst highlights of the year in terms of gaming? And of course, let me know what sort of stuff you're looking forward to playing in the new year, and what are you hoping to get for your presents, I guess. And as always, guys, feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's not overly exciting, but something, I guess. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already, and of course comment all that stuff that I just said. And as always, guys, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If I do get some stuff over Christmas, I'll probably share some pictures on there. I don't think there'll be a video over Christmas this year, unfortunately. But as always, guys, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next time. It might be in the new year, it might be before. And also, I will be streaming when I get home again, so you can bet your ass that the Twitch will be coming back. Take care, guys, and have a nice one.